right, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. 2022 IHSA football season. Ready for the kickoff? I'm ready. A lot of people are ready. The players are ready. The coaches are ready. The parents are ready. The fans are ready. Let's get ready for some football 2022. Here we go. This is the 2022 season preview. Again, not that long. Just name off some teams and name off some news items to look out for this season, as I've done always with the preview video. Again, my name is Coach Big Pete of Deep Dish Football and deepdishfootball.com. Make sure you visit deepdishfootball.com. Follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Also on Instagram and TikTok. If you like my work, feel free to leave a tip below with the link, either PayPal or Venmo. And again, quick reminders. Breakfast with Coach Big Pete is every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Breakfast with Coach Big Pete, 7th season. Deep Dish Football Live, 6th season. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I know, an hour earlier. And Thursday, I'm with my co-host, Patrick Cotto, talking DuPage County football for the DuPage County Run and Shoot Show. Make sure you check it out, DuPage Run and Shoot Show, on Twitter and Facebook. The shows get released on Facebook every Thursday night. Make sure you check it out. We talk DuPage County football. We also talk IHSA football. Check it out, DuPage Run and Shoot. Also, my email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. If you don't like me, drop me a line and say, I hate you, Pete. No problem. All right, so here we go. And as we get ready, for a quick reminder as well, when you, on Friday night at about 10:30 p.m., when the game ends, make sure you nominate your player for Deep Dish Football Player of the Night in the state of Illinois, 1-8 to 8-8, all around the state of Illinois. Give me your nominations. Send your stats with the player. Email, DM me. Make sure I have the information, and I will decide the nominations and who wins the Deep Dish Football Player of the Night in the state of Illinois. Also, the Pumpkin Spice Donut Award is back and is better than ever. Coach of the Night for Friday night. I will announce it also about midnight, 1 a.m. Make sure I get your information. Tweet at me the results. Tweet at me pictures. I retweet them. I post them everywhere. Please let me know. And again, Deep Dish Football Game of the Week is going to be at Wheaton Academy. Wheaton Academy takes on Marion Central Catholic for the 2022 season opener. Deep Dish Football Game of the Week overtime. Fenwick versus OPRF on Saturday. I'm excited about this Oak Park battle. It is going to be a battle. And again, if you have your huddle highlights at the end of every week, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, make sure I get your stats and all that. And I do an article every Sunday for Sunday Conclusion. I've done it now for like 6 years now. So please make sure I get all the information. Thursday, the article always comes out. So let's get started 2022. And as again, we are rocking with a ref shortage again. Referees are a dime a dozen right now, and we are getting killed right now. For referees, games have been moved to Saturday and Thursday, and it's going to continuously get worse, and I don't see a change happening unless the parents change and the fans change. And I'm not talking more about the fans, but more the parents-wise. Just unadult behavior towards referees. Referees are humans. They will make mistakes. We should hold them in the same regard as us, human beings. They're going to make mistakes. The Batavia Mount Carmel playoff game, that sucked. New season. Get over it. And it's a life lesson for the kids. You don't get everything your way. Some things sometimes just suck. And I feel sorry for the referees. And I feel sorry for the coaches too. We live in a new age where parents can do whatever they want, and they feel like they hold their kids high on a pedestal, and they can bash a coach on social media, on message boards and forums. They can bash a referee. They can go after a referee at a game. Fans the same way. I think there's got to be more punishment on these jackass parents and that's what they are, jackass parents. I'm sorry I said that. Oops. Please don't ban me, but it's true. Um, it's a kid's game. This game's about the kids. It's not about you. This game is for the kids. And one play is not going to hurt your kid's chance of getting a Division One offer. So get it through your head. And we do. And this is the start of the year where we get anonymous message board and forum board posts about kids that are bullshit, about coaches that are bullshit. And like I said, I hate message boards. I hate forums, high school football forums. I think they're absolutely pitiful. I think they're crap. I don't like them, and I think they're shit. And nothing's sadder than an adult man going through his glory days talking shit about a kid with a fake username. So it sucks. It's just part of life. It's part of social media and all that bull crap. We talk about that. Let's also talk about again, and from my insider, and I can say I got an insider because this woman actually reached out to me in 2020. It was 2020 January. To reach out to me about COVID. COVID is not completely gone, and you got to watch out for it. We had a few schools that had to cancel their games last year because of COVID. I'm just going to say this right now. Keep a very good close eye out on that, please. Wash your hands, making sure everything is sanitized and all that stuff. We're almost out of the blue, but please be careful. I'm telling you that right now. I hate to see teams get canceled. Another thing was games being canceled, being moved. JV teams, having only one JV team varsity schedules being canceled. Sandwich, Urbana High School, they canceled the varsity season. The Fisher Bunnies, they canceled the varsity season. It's just a sign of the times. You can't really do anything that much. There are people that really don't understand the situation, especially if they've never worked in a high school or worked with kids. Is you can tell a kid, hey, you got to go out for football. You got to go out for football, but it's tough, and most times those kids quit, and it's really tough. And again, social media and the new age of media, everything is accessed through a cell phone and entertained. So it's just the changing of the times. And like I said, I believe football will honestly be privatized. I don't think football will be in public schools in say a decade from now. Honestly, that's my personal feeling. I know it sucks. I don't want to say it, but I think it's going to be club football, just like club hockey. That's my personal feeling. Football's just too expensive. Football's an expensive sport. People don't understand that. So people got to understand that. Also, helmets, gear, and everything else. Shut, Rydell. They're bad. They're getting really bad. I know, I think it was Rydell got better, but still, they were given helmets to refurbish, and they were having a tough time. I know manufacturing's having a tough time. I know there's tough times, especially, manufacturing companies, especially with work on helmets and other work, done through manual labor, and any of that testings, the helmets as well. I know that's a pain. This could be a really big thing in the coming years, and it could be a big pain in the ass. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we had companies that didn't even respond to coaches, or, well, sorry, shit out of luck. Or I think there was a few teams that ordered some stuff through Nike, and Nike didn't even respond. So again, it's just those things that's processing. And where there's been a short workforce, labor force, stuff's been going very slowly, but hopefully everything speeds up for these football players and everything else. I know Morgan Park had a tough time, but they got their helmets, and I'm happy to hear that about Morgan Park. Also, helmet storage, I talked about that. IHSA transfer portal strikes again. We had some big transfers. We had some weird transfers out of state that are going to powerhouses that you ain't going to hear their name that much. You had some kids going to a few Catholic schools. You had some Catholic school kids going to public schools. It's, again, another thing that we talk about, sign of the times. You can't do anything about it. You can't say, well, IHSA's got so much other shit that they got to handle. That's just a little thing, and it's going to continue even more. Another one, CCL, Chicago Catholic League, ESCC. Are they slowing down a little bit? St. Rita lost in the state finals, and I forgot, Loyola Academy, I believe, lost in the state finals. I probably got that wrong, but we saw it was a little bit weird because the definite wins, and I talk about parity in Illinois high school football, how it's increasing. It's going to increase more this season. Hopefully, I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be a total fest of complete weirdness happening. I think there's going to be teams that are going to come out of the clear blue, and this happens every year. But I think there's going to be a lot of majority of teams that are come out of the clear blue and start winning. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that we thought were going to be state title contenders. They're going to have a losing record, and they're not even going to be in the playoffs. I think this is going to be another crazy season like I did last season. And I was right. And I was one of the very first seasons I was right about it. Just weird. It's going to be weird. It's going to be a really weird one. Hoping for some normalcy, but we'll see what happens. As we know, Ken Leonard made his announcement. This is his last year at Sacred Heart Griffin. The legend belongs on the Mount Rushmore of Illinois high school football coaches. He will be retiring after this season. This is his last season. Sacred Heart Griffin is looking really good this season. What a way to send him off with another ring. And we get more into the teams. Who's going to be that Wheaton-Port North team? Who's going to be that Lockport team? Who's going to be that team that emerges where we think, well, they're going to get into the playoffs, but they're actually going to win a state title. And I think that was a big thing with Wheaton North last year. There's a lot of teams like that, so definitely a thing to check out. Rochester, Derek Leonard. I've heard that Rochester's not going to win. They're going to probably get 2 wins, and they're going to be a horrible team this year. If Derek Leonard's still coaching, if Coach Nelly's still coaching, if Coach Bucher's still coaching there, they ain't going to lose. Rochester will be in the playoffs. That's a guarantee. If I'm wrong, I will eat crow, and I eat crow on that. Morgan Park, Kenwood. Are we going to have a public school team in the IHSA title? It's been a long time. And I think the 2 best shots are Morgan Park or Kenwood. 2 great teams. Coach James of Morgan Park, he's got a team like it's nobody's business. Offensive and defensive playmakers. A little bit questions on the line for Kenwood Academy. Kenwood Academy looks good. Coach Sidney Turner, he's got an unbelievable team. Nikari McFarland, the quarterback of Kenwood, is definitely a kid that you must know about. East St. Louis. East St. Louis lost last year to Cary Grove. I know a lot of people were shocked by that. I actually picked Cary Grove. I think this year East St. Louis is a better team than they were last year. I think East St. Louis is going to go after a title this year. They're that damn good. We go down to the south even more. Edwardsville. Edwardsville looks like a team that they want to make a big play. Dalton Brown, linebacker, the kid that you need to know about. Offensive line, defensive line, good. IOC, he's a sophomore now. He's a star. This Edwardsville team is nothing to sleep on. Moscata, and I mispronounce my first school ever, Moscata. They look good. They got 2 offensive playmakers. The quarterback did graduate, but that's another team that you got to keep an eye out for as well. Surprise teams, and these are some of my surprise teams. Geneseo, Morden, out of Borman Cicero area, and I think they're going to shock some people. Johnson Prep. I like Woodstock High School. I think Woodstock High School is going to surprise some people. Marion Central Catholic. Rich Township. I love Peoria Notre Dame. I think Peoria High School too is going to be a little bit of a surprise. I think they're ready to make a run as well. For me, who's that? Hopefully I didn't get that school wrong. Streeter. I got Streeter as a surprise too. And I think Hersey is going to surprise as well. 1A, for that 1A, 2A bracket, I don't think there's going to be that many surprises. I think, again, Wilmington is going to be a pain in the ass. Maroa Forsyth is ready to play. 3A, Williamsville. Don't sleep on Williamsville. Williamsville looks good. Not even nines out. The quarterback, Jake Seaman, he's going to be a hell of a quarterback. Go in that Central Illinois. Springfield, too. New coach, Heeb. He's going to have a great team, so definitely check out for Springfield as well. Decatur MacArthur, I think they're ready to make a big statement this year as well. Glenwood is looking really good. They got a good quarterback, good offensive line, and I think Coach Hayes got a plan for that team. Jacksonville, Elijah Owens, a quarterback, name that you definitely need to know about as well. I'm looking at schools like IVC, Illinois Valley Central High School. The Gray Ghost is a small school team I'm looking at. Also at the Monticello Sages and St. Joseph Ogden as well. Keeping a close eye. Central Clifton, a very interesting school. They graduated some playmakers. They'll be interesting in that 2A bracket as well. 1A, we go up north. Lena Winslow is always Lena Winslow is forced in. I have Dakota as a little bit of a surprise team this year. Stockton is what everyone's talking about too. Is another team to look out as well. Up north, the Harlem Huskies and the Boylan Catholic are two teams you definitely need to keep an eye out for as well. Belvedere West, I think Belvedere West is another interesting team for Nicholas Winters. Is a guy that you got to check out. And Freeport, Xavier Singer, quarterback, is a kid that you must know about as well. And we get into our big questions. Our big questions of they need to win bad. And by the way, this is an article form too. I have an article on deepdishfootball.com for the 2020 preview. Visit the article. It's on deepdishfootball.com, and this will be published on Sunday. I'm filming this on Saturday night. St. Francis, they got to win. St. Francis, everything was clean. I know they had a young quarterback, but Alessio, he's going to be ready for the St. Francis team. They're ready to make a statement. Montini Catholic, they lost some key players to transfers. Cole Teschner is their star quarterback. Montini Catholic, another statement. They have to make a statement this season. They got to do something this season. IC to me is going to be a strong team. Youngsters, Mandela quarterback, and what more can you say? The secondary coach is one of the best coaches in the state of Illinois, Mr. Matt Bowen. But Coach Kraft is going to have his team ready. St. Rita is an underrated team that people must know about. I think St. Rita is going to be good this year. And it starts with that offensive line, Nick Strelick. Good quarterback in Jet Hilding. Eddie Verdoliak is another player that you must know about. Good secondary, solid secondary. Good athletes. I think St. Rita, this is going to sound stupid, and I know I'm going to get shit for it. I think St. Rita is at a much better team than they were last year. And I know I'm going to get crap for it, but I agree with that. Can Lockport repeat? That's another question people are going to ask. I love Lamont High School. I think Lamont's going to be a great school, great lineman. Noah Turner. Noah, their DB, is a hell of a player as well, / wide receiver. I talked about Rich Township being a surprise. Reed Custer, Wilmington. That's another great game. Wilmington, they're looking good. They graduated seniors, but for some reason, I believe this year, since they're going to be in that 2A, I think they're definitely a good team that you need to watch. Reed Custer, can they challenge Wilmington? Coal City is another tough team. Morris, I love the Morris Redskins this season. I think the Morris Redskins need to be talked about. Canelan football is unbelievable. Eric Johnson, great quarterback, great offensive line. We'll see what happens there, but they're a tough team. Sycamore, Eli Meyer, quarterback, another star quarterback. So it should be interesting for that team as well. Jacksonville, I talked about Jacksonville, Black Diamond Conference. I always have my eyes on a Black Diamond Conference. Fairfield and Flora, I think, are going to be two very challenging teams. I love what Fairfield, the Mules, have. I would love to see Fairfield make a big run this year. I want to see a Black Diamond team in the IHSA title. I know people are going to give me crap for it, but I just want to see it. That's all I want. That's all I ask for. Stevenson, I've had him as a surprise. Nequa Valley, to me, is a good team with Medicaid quarterback. Got a lot of young up-and-coming things. McGee, another player to keep an eye out for. I think I got his name wrong. I forgot his name. But Nequa Valley is an interesting team. Naperville North is just Naperville North. They are good. Aiden Gray is the best quarterback in the state of Illinois right now. He is on fire. Luke Williams, just a stud. Good offensive line, good defense. Coach Arthurs. Coach Strendel has a good shot. Naperville North could be a Wheaton North team, and they could make a deep run this year. Glenbard South, unbelievable. Cam Williams, a wide receiver. Coach Christie's got a hell of a team. Michael Champaign is just a star quarterback right there. That's going to be another team to look out for, Glenbard South. Good offensive line, good defensive line. Owen DeFranco is another player to watch out for as well. Manuka, surprise team, could be a surprise team. Oswego East, I really like with Trey Jones. I think Coach LeBlanc is going to be a candidate for Coach of the Year in the state of Illinois. Warren Township, they are hungry for a state title. They want a state title. They need a state title. Coach McNulty deserves a state title. They're going to be a tough team. Jalen Duffy, Cassius Callahan, pretty good offensive and defensive playmakers. The line's going to be a little bit of a question. Lincoln Way East is Lincoln Way East. They always find a way. When one player goes down, two stars come out. So this Lincoln Way East team is definitely a thing to keep an eye for. Lincoln Way West, Cole Crafton, a quarterback that you must check out as well. Moline, I like Moline football. They miss Bailey. That's going to be tough. Rock Island as well. Rock Island could challenge this year. Eli Reese, he graduates. They also Rios as well. He's gone as well. Geneseo, I have as my surprise team. Would I be surprised if Galesburg turns out to be a surprise? Not really. I really wouldn't be surprised. Almonds, they're going to have another tough year. But Charlie Jagush is one of the best offensive linemen in the country. You definitely got to check out for offensive lineman. He also plays defensive line on that team. Juliet Catholic. Again, just like I said, they graduate some players, but they bring back some talented young players as well. That's going to be an interesting team as well. Mount Carmel is looking unbelievable. Blaney Dowling at quarterback is going to be a star for the Caravan, and I think the Caravan are going to make another deep run. I talked about IC, Warren Township, Moline. Let's see if anything else. I forgot any other teams that I wanted to talk about. Rockford Jefferson's another interesting team that I'm keeping a close eye out for as well. Downers Grove North, Downers Grove South, Glenbard West. Glenbard West looks unbelievably great. Good offensive line. Glenbard North, interesting team. I love their quarterback, but we will see what happens with that defense. But when you make them the underdog, they will punch you. Batavia football is Batavia football. Those Bulldogs, they are always ready. Coach Pyron's got a hell of a team. Quarterback Ryan Bowe, and keep an eye out for Charlie Wepley as well of Batavia. He's going to be a nice up-and-comer player that you got to check out for. Downers Grove North, could they be the next York? We'll see what happens. York looks unbelievable. Matt Vezza is unbelievable. Matt Vezza is on fire. He has made a name for himself. Hersey, they get Carlton Gamino from York. He's quarterback at Hersey. Hersey's got a new coach as well. Nelson, the former Hersey star and former ex-NFL player too. That's another team program that's going to be definitely big on rise. Coach Pardon, he had that team on rise. I think Coach Nelson's going to take them to that next level, and I think they can challenge for a state title. Prospect looks good. Dan DeBuff, Coach DeBuff in that team, they look good. Rolling Meadows as well with Evan Grace at quarterback is another guy that you got to check out for too. Ottawa Marquette, Alex Graham. Can they get past those quarterfinals? Come on, Ottawa Marquette. I know it's tough, especially when you guys face those NYC teams. Fulton looks good. They graduate some big-time defensive players that play both ways. It'll be interesting. I think, again, I have Hersher as a surprise. Coal City is going to be good this year. Lyle football. I think it's gonna be a good year. I think they're gonna make the playoffs. This is the last year for Coach Parpet. We'll see what happens. Wabanzi Valley could make a challenge as well. Naperville Central, I think they're gonna get the 5 wins. Hinsdale Central, they're hungry for a state title. They got 2 good quarterbacks, solid offensive line, good defense, but it's just they turn it off in November. So we'll see what happens there. Marist High School looks good offensive line, good young offensive line. Will be very interesting to see how they progress. Chicago Hope Academy, another interesting school too. They got a couple D1 players, definitely a team that you got to check out for. Simeon, Simeon to me, young but not ready yet. One more year, I'm going to give him one more year. Definitely a team to check out for. Phillips, I think it's going to be a tough year for Phillips. That's my personal feeling. We'll see what happens. I think they can get the 5 wins. Taft High School is going to be good. They're the deepest football game of the week 2 against Grant. I think Taft is definitely a team that you want to check out. Coming up with Bear Bad at quarterback, they can make a good challenge as well. I'm trying to think of any other teams. Homer Flossmoor. I forgot to talk about Homer Flossmoor. Homer Flossmoor is a team on the rise. Players that we have not known about. I think this team is going to do some damage. Kankakee football, Kankakee and Crete-Money are going to be 2 of the best teams down in those Southern Burps. Crete-Money, Joshua Franklin, unbelievable. Good solid defensive line too. Kankakee, just talent upon talent upon talent. They're hungry for a state title. Their first game is against Nazareth Academy. And Nazareth Academy, people are sleeping on Nazareth Academy, and I do not know why. Nazareth Academy is going to be a real deal. And I think also St. Charles North people are sleeping on St. Charles North. I think Plum is the real deal. Geneva High School is going to be another interesting school. The Geneva Vikings, I think they got a good shot at making the playoffs again this year. A lot of youth at that for that school, definitely thing. St. Charles East, it's going to be a little bit of I think it's going to be a surprise team. Burlington Central. People need to start talking about Burlington Central more. I think it was one of the best hires they hired Coach ISO. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name. Crystal Lake South is going to be great this year. They got a nice group of players. Cary Grove, another interesting team. Prairie Ridge, Nathaniel Greenham, and Prairie Ridge are my very dark horse to get into the state finals. I think they're going to shock some people. Keep a close eye for Prairie Ridge. Jacobs, I like Jacobs, but I think they can get the 5 wins. But we'll see what happens. Normal Community High School, interesting team. O'Fallon, I love what I've seen out of O'Fallon. I think O'Fallon, they could do some damage in that self. Cuyahoga, so I don't get angry, so I don't get yelled at by the Cuyahoga fans and all this stuff. They look good. Omari Gooden is a key player that you got to keep an eye out for as well. Miriam, Noel, quarterback for Marion, is definitely a kid that you need to check out. Also keeping a close eye out for Orion High School, Hall High School, Spring Valley, the Red Demons, and at 2A, they're definitely going to be an interesting thing to look out as well. Keep an eye out for Seneca too. I have Seneca as a dark horse this season. Keep a very good close eye out for Seneca. And that is a Manuka. I talked about Manuka, Oswego East. Oswego looked very impressive with Oswego. I like their defense. Yorkville, they look good. They graduated some people, but they still got talented spots on those skill positions for Yorkville. Definitely a thing you got to check out for as well. Loyola Academy, Jake Sterney, a quarterback, hell of an offensive line. They're going to be going for that state title, no doubt about that. They're good. Providence Catholic was there for the scrimmage. I think they could upset some people as well. So I'm excited. Let's get ready. Niles Notre Dame, another interesting school too. They look good as well. The 2 twins playing on the offensive side of the ball. Definitely keep an eye out for Niles Notre Dame, no doubt about that. Bennett Academy, they got the quarterback. We'll see what happens. Bennett Academy, it's on the thing. Maine West, I have as another surprise. Maine South, the Redhawks, they look good this year. Kilberg at quarterback. They've got the weapons. Maine South can make a huge play. a huge play. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to talk more about the teams as we get into the Wednesday, Thursday articles for games of the week. I'll be talking about those teams, talking about the coaches. We'll be talking more about the games on Deep Dish Football Live. That's 7 p.m. every Wednesday. Do Page Run and Shoot Show every Thursday comes out with me and my co-host Patrick Cordes. We talk DuPage County football. After that, we get into Saturday. And Saturday is Breakfast with Coach Big Pete, 9 a.m. And again, Friday night at the end of the game, make sure I have your stats. If you have any big stats, and I can nominate you for the Deep Dish Football Player of the Night in the state of Illinois. That award gets usually awarded by 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Saturday morning. And then I'll announce it. I'll do a full announcement on Breakfast with Coach Big Pete. And the last big thing, again, this is my last season for covering IHSA football. It has been fun, and I cannot wait to finish this season, to not finish it, but to do this one big last hurrah. And I'm really excited, and I'm excited for the season. Again, my email is coachbigpete@fph@gmail.com. If you like my work, feel free to leave a tip/donation via PayPal link below /Venmo link. Follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And have a lovely, lovely day. And make sure you guys check this article out on deepdishfootball.com.